Okay. I doubt they'd shoot at us.
Okay, the rover's hidden.
But caution is
You
good.
have to find a convenient hideout for yourself, from where you can see their base.
Some object is flying over their base.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, I guess I can look at it.
It's 15, 20 meters high. It has an upright silhouette, and it looks like a balloon.
It could be a balloon.
And that doesn't surprise you?
Not everything that flies needs jet engines. What markings does it have?
RB0 or RB1.
RB1. What does it mean?
It's an ID number. Denotes an advanced scout balloon. How far from you is it?
Around 400.
Not as far as I would like it to be. It might have you within camera range.
So I'm already visible, you're saying, huh? Oh, jeez.
It's a field base. Multi-module. For about several dozen people. Rather well equipped. They have a second antimat. As if the first one wasn't enough.
Is it active?
Probably not, but Proton alone knows. There's lots of transporters here.
I'm not surprised. Missions with a large crew, transport modules are an integral part of the field camp.
Remind me, how many crew members were they supposed to send on the Invincible?
Over 100.
Great.
What about people? Can you see anyone?
Not yet. Maybe they're hiding in modules.
Most of them for sure, but I'd be surprised if they didn't assign anyone to guard duty.
I see someone.
Just one?
For now, yes.
There's also a force
I think
field.
so.
No, there's a force
Please
field.
keep going. You can assume that their equipment has already detected your presence. Or it will soon enough. There's no point in further postponing the inevitable.
Still, I'm glad that I stopped. I feel better knowing that there's no heavily armed military waiting for me there.
Me too, Doctor. Me too.
There's still a fucking antimatter robot, though. And some kind of weird-ass force field right next to the base. But I guess that part's normal. I think we've talked, or, we've had a mention of force field stuff before. All right, fuck it. Get back in the car. No one's actually here to react to me, so I should be safe enough to go in. Whoa. Didn't see all this before.
We'll most likely lose contact soon. So let me be clear. It won't be easy to gain their trust. Things can go wrong, even if you can prove that you came to them of your own free will. If there's an escalation, remember one thing. I'll do everything in my power to negotiate your safe return to the Commonwealth. Worst case scenario, we'll opt for a prisoner exchange. Until then, please cooperate with them. And during the interrogation, don't resist. Astrobiologists generally do not possess information that's sensitive to the Commonwealth. At worst, you'll give away the details of our last mission.
Astrogator, you're forgetting that I want to talk to them. As one human to another, not as enemies.
I hope you're right, Doctor. But even if we disregard decades of mutual enmity, we must keep in mind human nature. Homo homini lupus. Just because you want to talk to them doesn't mean they'll listen. I'd rather expect they'll be asking the questions and you'll be answering them.
That's alright, I'll try not to dodge questions, or at least not in a way that they'd find suspicious. I'll be truthful, honest, straightforward.
How odd.
What?
There's no one here. Nobody.
Impossible. Even if there aren't many of them in the camp, someone would have noticed you.
I'm not blind, sir. There's really no one here.
Don't get out yet.
I'm going. What have I got to lose anyway?
Your life, Doctor.
That's true. You should have said something
I'm
earlier.
going in.
Hello?
Clear. For now. I can't hear anyone either.
Well, they've got some oxygen tanks around here. Things are looking pretty empty. A black hole, the summary of quarterly research. The empiric research and simulations conducted throughout the last quarter led our team to the following conclusions. 1. Every kind of matter may become a black hole. 2. A black hole may trap light using the force of gravity. 3. We accede to the thesis that the existence of an object, such as a black hole, is a consequence of the general theory of relativity. 4. A black hole may absorb a star, even of the size of the sun. 5. The star's consumption, or in other words, the star's dematerialization, is accompanied by the flash of matter coming from the inside of a black hole. The scope of intensified verification. The object of our intensified research throughout the next years will be a singularity, a small point of a huge mass present inside of every black hole. In our team's opinion, it's a place where every law of physics is being broken. Surely there isn't a black hole here being maintained and monitored, right? Hey, buddy. I just recently, while we were looking at the balloon, realized that if I press mouse click, it autofocuses on whatever I'm looking at. Which is, you know, way more convenient than like the manual focusing, but I kind of didn't mind the manual focusing that much. It was a fun little side thing to do. Is there anything else inside of here?
Moving on.
A long base.
Still quiet. It's eerie.
Yeah, there really isn't really anything else in here, I guess.
I'm at the central module. In the headquarters.
Ah.
You walked in, just like that.
Yeah. The doors were open.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
I'm at the control station. Several units can be controlled from here. I wonder which... Ah, damn. One's unavailable.
Probably out of reach, or they took it.
Alright, let's swap channels then until something shows up.
I got the feed. But I can't get it to move. It's got a weak signal. Must be too far away.
Yeah, some kind of probe or something's floating around. Okay.
One is a flying unit. Some sort of probe.
Flying over the base.
Correct.
Can you extract data from it?
Sure. Never too much data. Especially in the current situation. I just need to find a place to land it.
Hey there, bot. Any Matt bot.
I landed the probe. Gonna check it in a spare moment.
I'm gonna check the other channels first, though. 4. Nope. Last channel. What do we got in 5?
Empty. Everywhere, just empty.
It's baffling. Who abandons an entire base?
Somebody... People who are worried for their life.
They've got a device for intercepting alarm signals. There isn't much of it. Single record.
What do we got here? Death!
He's dead. Poor guy. Waited for over a day. Until his heart couldn't take it anymore. Interesting. Coordinates changed... upwards. 1, 8, 5, 6, 1...
7, 5, 4. Yeah, it's Gorski. I'm sorry.
How is it possible? You said... You lied to me.
Yes, I had to.
My oxygen bought him time, and for what? He only suffered longer. Why didn't you let me turn back for him?
Please understand that sometimes I have to make difficult calls. I'm not supposed to burden my subordinates with such decisions.
Fuck! You let him die!
My job as a commander was to weigh your odds against the risks. Gorski was already in a critical condition, and you'd have had to go back through the collapsed ruins.
So it's better to abandon him?
No, I planned to send the lander for him once you were back on Dragonfly.
If I had known, I would have told you to do it right away. Now you condemned us both.
No, Yasna, you still don't...
Oh, shut up, Novik!
Fuck. Does that mean I could have gone back for him? I wonder. This is one of those games I'm going to have to look and see what some of the variations and choices were.
One more thing. I realize we still need to work together. So, I'll submit my reports as usual. But that doesn't mean everything's fine.
Understood, Doctor. I appreciate your professionalism.
I have a record of their mission. Each step, location, units, including dates.
I'm all ears.
We've got a slide here. They brought... this is them setting up their base, I guess.
Day 0, landing place. Their main ship's in sector AQ-28.
The Invincible? What? They didn't move it?
Seems so.
I'll try to track it down. Please tell me what else is in there.
Considering that's the name of the game, the Invincible, maybe we're gonna end up over there anyways.
Like us, they became interested in the ocean. They got there on the 7th day.
Quite late.
Guess they weren't in a hurry. Before setting up this base, they were stationed not far from here, but seemed very determined to reach this area. They dug a vast system of tunnels.
When did they finally get here?
On the 15th day of the mission. They conducted research and during excavations found, you won't guess, metal structures.
So we had no chance to outrun them.
Yeah. And they were already at an advanced stage of works when we were still in orbit. In the end, they sent a convoy to a neighboring sector.
So that was their last move?
Well, there's no information about their return. Maybe I'll find them there.
Highly probable. Do you know what the current day of their mission is?
They left on the 25th day. That's all I know. Well, I can't back out now. I have to follow them.
Well, it's your decision. Although I admit I'm also starting to wonder what you'll find.
People, Astrogator. They must be somewhere.
I'm sending a satellite. Soon I'll have an image of the area where the ship landed. We'll see if the Invincible's still there.
I'll continue to search their base.
Yeah, hold on. I want to see what's going on with this.
On the 24th day, they sent a convoy north to the sector. Oh, to the sector where I found Gorski.
You suspect they went after him, having detected his signal?
Oh, surely they could detect him. They could have detected all of us. But would they really do something about it?
Well, for some reason they left their base. I'm assuming that has something to do with it.
Astrogator, this doesn't make any sense. You can't just wrap up the whole operation. Anyway, the first thing they would take were vehicles and equipment. Only the people are missing here.
Yeah, and our people aren't, like, injured or captured in any kind of, like, way from, like, what you would expect of enemy forces, right? They didn't get shot, they didn't get melted by antimatter. They relatively just all seem to have, like, ran out of oxygen or, I don't know, hit with a stupid gun, you know, a stupefy ray, something. And of course, I'm always gonna, when dealing with a space game situation, suspect aliens or some kind of external force. Some third party that isn't just other humans fucking with us. Hey, there's another probe. Am I supposed to do something with that? Oh, I can pull a lever.
My legs feel really heavy.
Give yourself a moment to rest, Doctor. You certainly deserve it.
Okay.
Force field's down. I opened the passage. We can follow the convoy route now.
When you're ready, Doctor.
Yeah, well, I'm not going immediately after
One
it.
more minute, and our satellite will be over their ship. Oh, we're lucky. Clouds are low.
Yeah, I need to get the data from the probe over here.
Fortunately, their ship's not here.
Really?
Either there, or...
Are you still looking?
Not here either. Ah, bingo.
Yes?
Found it. They're still on the planet. Didn't fly away.
Good to know. Thank you.
What, the door in there opened? What the heck? Alright, let's get this probe info.
First images from this area. If it's been flying long enough, it may store important information.
What do we have here? I'm setting up the base. Rover driving off.
It photographed the moment of my arrival. I'm on the slides.
We already know that. Is there something else?
No, the base is empty. The probe must have just started recording. Okay, finished. That wasn't much of it, really.
Okay, was this all just me driving in? Alright. Hey, what's up, robot?
The silhouette I saw.
Yes?
It's just a robot.
Yeah, and it also dropped its supplies and turned off. There's a second landing spot. I probably can land the second probe and get like actual information out of it. If only I could open up this one too. It surely has to have seen something. I'm going back in. I can either move the probe or I can check out that other area. There might be some information. I feel like there was something over here to the right.
I'm entering the next module. I guess it's a biolab.
Yeah, see?
They had the opportunity to study organisms preserved in the ocean. Oh, and they've discovered...
Let me guess. Fishes similar to those on Earth.
Yeah, very similar. Apart from one. I've never seen anything like this. They discovered a new organ. Even managed to run some tests already. According to their conclusions,
Yes?
it detects electromagnetic waves. In order to develop such an organ, they must have had a strong external stimulus. They detect the waves to survive.
Yeah, that makes sense. Considering all the times people died or lost their brains immediately after the electromagnetic
It started
spike.
rotting.
It?
The fish.
In a bacteria-free environment? How so?
All living organisms serve as breeding grounds for bacteria. And there were both fish and humans in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if there were no, like, bacteria on this planet at all, which is unlikely, the humans would have brought it with them for sure.
No longer alive.
What about this one? I'm just gonna take that? Okay. I got a fish! Woo!
looks like a geology lab. They conducted a soil survey 500 meters deep.
Oh,
That's a big piece of history, so to speak. What did they find?
supernova explosion.
Millions of years ago, life was abundant on the planet.
That would match our assumptions.
Yeah. Subdelta 92 class planets have very favorable conditions for the development of a biosphere.
So what happened? Did they draw any conclusions?
According to them, the extinction of life was caused by a supernova explosion.
But ground activity does not indicate...
It happened long ago. Longer than we anticipated. They've dated this event to 10 million years ago.
Only this one? The supposed end of Lyran's civilization.
Well, that's never been proven. There was practically no trace of them.
All right. What happened after?
Life was slowly recovering, but never returned to the pre-supernova peak.
Not enough time?
No. At first, it developed quickly, but then slowed down and declined.
Because another disaster?
Astrogator, the change in the biosphere development curve coincides with the occurrence of ferruginous clays.
This whole metal contraption, do I understand correctly?
Yes. I don't know what that has to do with it, though. Metals are really not that dangerous. The radioactive deposits marked here are not a definitive obstacle for life either. The biosphere has the ability to perfectly adapt, develop defense mechanisms, and fight back effectively.
Well, unless the planet is hit by a supernova wave.
Yes. Such sudden events leave no time for adaptation. Even if we assume that these metals were lethal to organic life, that extinction shouldn't last forever. And yet, life never again developed beyond the waters.
Does this mean another Dominator has appeared on the land? Or one that leaves no trace behind?
Therein lies the rub. The Alliance have conducted a great deal of research. That they haven't found a logical explanation for this phenomenon is, to put it mildly, disturbing. Clearly, we're dealing with something beyond our comprehension. And I mean human comprehension in general.
Yeah, we just haven't found it yet. That's all it is.
The range of their ground measurements covers a much wider area. To my eye, it seems they use advanced sonar. What they dug up here stretches for tens of kilometers.
What do you mean? What's in the ground, Doctor?
Metal deposits. Those structures. We still don't know where they came from. In such a peculiar form. Unbelievable. Not only do we know nothing about their origin, but the arrangement of these deposits is sort of puzzling. A ring system with a distinct center. The center of it is in... under the city. Huh. The one I escaped from.
Sounds like we're
So
going
that
back
presence there
there.
had nothing to do with us.
Looks like it.
Did they determine the entity's function? Origin? Anything?
Well, it's hard to say. There's nothing here about it. This base stands on the outer ring.
Should have probably made a base off of the ring before something hunts them down.
One of these diagrams shows a geological cross-section. As suspected, it's all metal below the surface, of relatively thin layers of rock. But compared to the rest of the continent, the deposits in this region are significantly younger.
Well, considering that the metal might have been grown, that would explain why it's a little bit younger out here. Oh, a third Animat robot. This one's a little stuck, though. How long have they been out here for this shit to have been buried so much? Oh geez, I really can't just kind of go everywhere. Okay, can I like get a bigger view of the area first? Hey, look at all this! I like the usability of that map. All right. Let's, I can't crouch. Let's get back to the command unit.
One step at a time, Yasna. One step at a time.
I appreciate that when nothing's happened for like a few minutes, she'll have her dialogue. Sometimes games will try and do that. And be like, oh, we need some random idle chat dialogue, but they'll do it like every 30 seconds or something. There's a little bit more of a good pacing here. All right. 2 had a robot, but we couldn't move it. I wonder what we can do about that. Maybe I just can't do anything. Unless, hold on, what if I bump the other one a little bit closer? Three. All right.
Time seems to be slipping through my fingers like sand. So much sand.
You're so tired, Yasna.
Because I am tired, Astrogator.
Where's the other probe? Now, to be fair, the probe I saw flying above the area could actually just be like a glitch. Like the probe we're seeing is actually the one we're currently flying. Because I'm not seeing anything now, and that was pretty obvious. And it wasn't that far, it was like just over here. So, yeah. Screw it. Probe. Where's the probe? I left it flying like right over here.
Whilst traversing this planet, I'm becoming more and more convinced that what I know is not the same as what exists. What can exist.
I must admit it's an interesting thought. And quite disturbing.
I'm looking around here in case there's any other like random little information I could be getting. That's the problem when before all this, before we got the car, the areas we've been through have been a lot smaller and fairly linear. But here we've got this big ass location that I might be missing some stuff. But okay. We're following the convoy, and it was through the force field path. Hey, Luna. Alright. I guess I gotta go make my way over to the right. I could also try going back the way we came in. But I think this was the more direct route.
I have a feeling we're in the dark. We have to find a way.
Agreed. You should move on.
That's not quite what I meant. But yeah, I probably should.
All right. We're following the convoy. Next research site. Shame I haven't ran into any other coherent alive humans yet. I might not find any of them.
Going after the convoy.
I wonder what some of the different musical cues mean. Like, is it a thing like, oh, I made a decision? Just a story beat update? Uh-oh. Okay, where am I? I gotta go left. Maybe not drive into the Dust Devils. Are these grooves through the ground from human interference? Seems like it, right?
Well, I've got to the place where they were digging. It's hard to miss. They set up a huge machine at the center. It must weigh thousands of tons. The ship that brought all of this must be...
Gigantic, yes. The Invincible surpasses any of our units, even the largest orbital stations. In my opinion, it's a bit excessive.
Well, for me, it's quite impressive.
That was exactly their goal, to impress. Such giants aren't very practical, though. I would even say that the larger the ship, the bigger the problems.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that perspective. You make a ship that's super massive, everything just kind of adds up. You've got the people problems, you got the tech problems. Might be better to have more like 3 medium-sized ships than 1 super ship.
Interesting.
And what the hell is this?
They found a sizable object deep underground. Stands out from the rest. It's not a part of the structures, but rather an independent, autonomous machine.
Also metal?
Yes.
So, a robot? Or something else that finally looks familiar?
Well, it looks a lot more like a robot than the other structures. The excavator has a massive work area. They had photos of the site in the database, taken before they started digging. It's unrecognizable. Inside, there's a structure. Yes, a metal one. Similar to the ones on the surface. But these are completely hidden underground. According to the schemes from the geological unit, metal can be found in every part of this area.
Yeah, it sure does seem to spread out everywhere, yeah.
There's also a couple of smaller cranes here. In comparison to the Colossus, they look like it's pups.
Yes, I got it. They have big machines. Bigger than ours.
Alright. I guess we move it on from here. Look, as long as they don't have any attack robots that are as big as this. I'm surprised how long the mystery of what's happening in terms of like what's attacking us is still going. After like what, almost 4 hours? Because we saved our people, well, we saved a few of our people so quickly.
You admire a beautiful view. An hour seems like a minute. But a minute on a hot stove will seem longer than an hour.
Does Regis III feel like a hot stove?
Sometimes.
I mean, for the most part, it's kind of peaceful out here. I really haven't felt like my life has been in danger too much. Really, it was just the part where I was running out of oxygen. That did have me worried. Again, I'm still so curious if I could have like turned around and just went after like Gorski. But I spun around the car just a smidge and I didn't really see any like option like go back to the city. Ooh. Any matte laser holes?
I'm nearing the destination. From now on, I'll be on foot.
Good. It's better to approach with caution.
Actually, I don't have a choice. The road is blocked. Seems like a sidewall collapse.
How typical of the Alliance. To destroy everything that's in the way.
Radiation? Woohoo!
The radiation level is rising rapidly.
Yasna, be careful of radiation, of other people. Just watch yourself.
Seeing people who are alive and mentally sound is something I'm always counting on, Astrogator. They may be my only chance. And not only mine. You have other subordinates who need help.
Yes, I'm fully aware, Doctor. However, you must keep in mind that alive and mentally sound members of the Alliance are still a threat.
Yeah, but I'm a biologist. Will they really try and do something to me?
Stuck in the rubble.
Oh, so you've already reached the convoy?
It's only this vehicle so far. I'm looking for the rest.
SMU-27. Did I mark that down? Oh. I have a list of all the vehicles and the people to try and find. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Maybe I should have looked a little bit closer at that robot, but I didn't, like, see anything pop up when I was there. Alright. I think we're reaching the part of the game they showed a couple of times at E3 or something. That's what it feels like, at least. Oh boy. Yeah.
And there's another mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead, fortunately.
I admire your composure.
Well, I've had my fair share of anxiety lately. No wonder my brain's in defense mode now. Dissociation is something we all do. Hang on, someone's here.
We've got 2 tags. One in the cave. One maybe out here. Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Oh no. Astrogator. They're dead.
So you found someone.
I didn't let that thought get to me. Didn't want to. Finding them was my priority. It could have been just another abandoned place, not this.
What exactly happened to them?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not even sure what they were doing here.
Looks like they kind of got crushed. Check the antimats registry. This one or the one over there? Oh, here we go.
Okay. I'm getting into the antimats recorder.
Alright, spin this. And push the eject button.
What do we have here?
All right.
Preparing for departure. Coordinates match the location of the base we've searched.
They look pretty
All of the
happy.
Alliance's semi-autonomic machines can be remotely controlled, right?
Yes.
In that case, they were conducting an inspection before marching out. The antimatter's in an escort mode.
Oh, we got a lot of information just from that one.
Convoy's heading somewhere. I was there! It's the location with the giant cranes. Right before they lifted that strange artifact above ground level.
Is the excavation what started the whole mess?
They're getting close to where I am now. They're here. Sending a probe. It's hard for them to reach the site. That's why they're trying to get there from above. Oh, they're tunneling their way through with a beam of antimatter.
How subtle. Can you locate the breach?
Yeah, I can look around. Find the hole shot by the antimat. Yeah, let me look at the rest of the slides first.
Looks like they found whatever they were looking for in that ominous tunnel. Of course.
Don't jump to conclusions, Doctor. Not before you finish. We need to know what to expect there first.
A lot of robots, that's for sure.
Shame. The transport's leaving. Those containers ended up in one of the transporters. I wonder if it's still nearby. Something's going on. One man's trying to draw the attention of the others to... I have no idea what's beyond the frame. One of them is staring with concern at an instrument. Some sort of meter.
Was it the radiation level?
The measurements are also strange. The electromagnetic field is in the upper range.
Again, huh?
That's a recurring factor.
Yeah.
Which explains nothing, really. We're going in circles instead of getting you off this planet.
I need to keep looking at the
Is there
information.
anything actually helpful in those photos?
Don't you want to know what happened, sir?
I do. If my crew was safe and sound, I'd gladly investigate it myself. Explaining this mystery would not only expand our knowledge, but also bring us honor and glory. Not to mention the exposure of the Alliance's incompetence. At the moment, though, I have other priorities, Doctor.
Yeah, well, I'm the one on the ground,
The photo
so...
is such poor quality. You can clearly see the fear on his face.
Why'd he take his
Next
fucking helmet
slide.
off, then?
People rushing out of the tunnel, running from... whatever's in there.
But are we still considering whether you should go inside?
One of the antimats has fired straight into the tunnel.
And? What happened next?
There's nothing else. Only... darkness.
Can't you see what it was aiming for?
It's ceasing to protect the convoy. There's a bunch of unidentified targets. It has trouble recognizing any of the 9,999 objects. The counter reached its limit, I guess.
Sounds like a major fault in the circuitry. Combine that with tremendous firepower and it means big trouble.
I don't like that the robots seem to keep getting fucked with, too.
Total panic. Everyone's trying to escape. Astrogator. The Antimat's new objective is to eliminate, instead of protecting.
What happens next?
There's also a second Antimat. It's shooting into the air.
Unbelievable. Both were faulty.
The second Antimat, that's what destroyed it. People are frozen with fear. They don't know what to do.
Well, I mean, at least the Antimat took out the other Antimat. Maybe that saved them.
It's
Whoa.
firing directly at the crew.
Never mind. They're fucking dead.
Shooting them. One by one. It's horrifying what an antimatter beam does to the human body.
I'm sorry you have to see this, Yasna. Regis III doesn't spare you.
Who needs such destructive power? This technology puts us on a straight path to annihilation.
Well, the Alliance will do anything to feel invincible, hence their flagship.
It's not only them, Astrogator. If I remember correctly, we're not engaged in open conflict. And yet, we too participate in this ridiculous arms race. To the death and beyond.
Yeah, but we don't have any fucking antimatter laser robots, do we, right now?
Someone hid behind a rock.
How do you know?
This antimat has thermal imagery.
Did that work out for them? No.
Hiding from it made no difference. One man has raised his hands in surrender. If only a machine could take pity on him.
With a proper programming, it could recognize such gestures, but it could never feel compassion. No.
Jesus.
It killed him. The machine just killed him. Oh, fuck.
Yasna?
Me?
The last photo is from a few moments ago. I'm on it.
Bloody hell, so it's not dead after all. The machine that massacred the Alliance is still operational, and it could target you at any moment.
Let's hope not.
Perhaps it's best to hope. While moving away,
That's a fantastic idea.
If that's all,
What about that tunnel?
right.
I'm not hearing you object, sir.
Go ahead, Yasna. I know you'll do it anyway.
Check the place behind the tunnel. Okay, but there's kind of two tunnels. Let me get this one too, I guess. This one's pretty fucked up.